I love, love, love it when a good Christian shows up. And the reason I really, really love it is because they put their shit in writing. You know, it's like, show me who you are. You know, like, just tell me what kind of person you are. And this guy that's popped into my channel, Pjaynes781. Apparently I'm a witch. Apparently mothers who might have, you know, studied a little bit of science, you know, did a little bit of research trying to figure out, okay, what the fuck is going on, because everything seems to be a little fucked up right now. Kind of look at our world. Am I the only one on the planet that sees things to be a little fucked up? I would think if I'm raising kids, I would want to do the best job that I can. And if I see that things are a little screwed up, I'm going to do a little bit of reading. And some of that reading ends up giving you a little bit of information. And part of that study, you know, to figure out what the fuck is going on, kind of read a Bible, kind of went to some Bible studies, kind of seen some insanity going on there. You know, though, you go and study, oh, maybe some quantum physics. Mothers are too stupid to understand quantum physics, apparently. Neurology, biology, holographics, holodynamics, psychology, information theory, religion, education, politics, government systems. I mean, those would be all things that mothers aren't capable of understanding, because stay-at-home mothers are really, really stupid people, according to a good Christian, you know. And because I have anything to say, an opinion of anything that just happens to go against what he's saying, I'm a witch. I need drugs. So the guy just let me know he's freaking pill pusher. He's a drug dealer. He's a drug pusher. Because if anybody shows up with any information that goes against what he says, you should all be on drugs. So can you kind of see where our world is getting fucked up? You know, these Christians all admit that they're sinners, and their answer, you know, is if you don't follow my beliefs, you should all be on drugs. You know, and who profits from that? Oh, probably a doctor. You know, these good Christians are physicians, and they're teachers who teach physicians how to be physicians, and good Christians are also pharmacists, and, you know, good Christians are also scientists that make all the drugs that you eat, you know, like, it's just total friggin' insanity. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know what, the whole friggin' planet is about people judging other people. And if you got some Christian judging you, just see that they're just completely insane. They have a war mentality. That's all it's about, is I'll fight with you until you agree with what I've got to say. Kind of like a Satan behavior. The biggest thing I can laugh about is, you know, if you make a lot of money, then we see that you've sold your soul. But if you're a Christian and you make the same amount of money, that's called God rewarding you for good behavior. And yet, you know, good Christians can't connect the dots that, you know, if you have all of the money, that means there's somebody in poverty. So it's like, while you look at your success because God's rewarding you, you ain't connecting the dots to why, you know, what's the freaking cause of poverty? You know, let's try and understand that one. What creates poverty? Oh, yeah, lazy, stupid mothers that end up on a welfare system after their friggin' deadbeat husbands don't feed and clothe their children and abuse the hell out of their own children. You know, but yeah, it would be us mothers that would be the cause of all problems. You know, not these, you know, males that, yeah, you know, my ex-husband is Christian too. He's one of those good Christians, a deadbeat. who by, law, I mean, if we actually followed our laws, that man would be in jail for, God, over 100 years if we actually followed laws for the amount of crimes, that man committed, and the sentencing that, possibly could be given to that. He'd be in jail for over 100 years. But he's a good Christian. Yeah, and it's the mothers, that get beaten, and these good Christians, you know what else they do? They fund these women's shelters. Why? Because, these good Christians tend to beat their wives up, and, you got to give the wives a little time to heal so that, when they come back, they can take another beating. It just makes no sense. You got to put a little bit of healing time in there so they can stand up and take another beating. There's zero interest in stopping an abuser, which, I mean, take a look at this guy. Everything that he's done, everything that he's said in there is abusive. To call me a witch, to call me, I got too much time on my hands and I'm just stupid. And then it's like, somehow he's wrapped his head around the fact that I'm claiming to be a Messiah. It's like, what illusion are you in that you would even see in any way, shape, or form that I'm saying I'm some kind of Messiah? I am human. I am normal. I'm just the same as everybody else. I am not God. Don't follow me. I'm just, a YouTuber sharing what I learned. And oh, what a sin that is. That's a really, really bad thing for anybody to be doing. Anyways, you'll get a good kick out of this, and it's like, anybody that judges you, they're only judging themselves. They can only see through the eyes of what's inside them. For somebody to say that I'm ignorant means he's viewing through ignorant eyes, so that's all he's going to see. He would never see any intelligence. You'd have to have some intelligence going on to be able to judge whether something's intelligent. Kind of get the picture? And a sign of intelligence is, there is zero name calling. You don't get into you're a witch, and, there is no that type of conversation when you're in an intellectual conversation. You actually have, some stuff that makes sense. You can back up your shit with something. But the Christians, they can't back their shit up with anything except for a friggin' book. It's like, okay, and we've seen a lot of books. Lots of books are friggin' lies. The Bible just happens to be full of them. And who writes these books? We all know they're printed by the elites, and it's like, if you want to know why Armageddon's coming, it's because of all good Christians. They can't see that they're sinning. They think they're doing God's work. It's like Satan is such a master manipulator. And he can make Christians believe in God while they're fooled and following Satan's way right to freaking hell. Yeah. Another thing that just like, okay, the Bible says before the Bible was written, people used to live 900 years. But then the Bible is written, and then it says you're only supposed to live 150 years. What kills you? Have you ever given a little bit of thought of what kills you? Kind of look at that one. Maybe join the conversation that I would like to challenge you, because I have scientific proof. I have evidence that says all illnesses have a cause, and you know what? Those causes are always a sin. So if you die, you've sinned in one way, shape, or form, or you've participated in a global sin, like, you can change the weather and create earth changes, cut down a rainforest. Your friggin' weather will change. When you connect the dots to observe, hey, if we had this human behavior, what would be the end result of it? Kind of look at that kind of mentality that, you connect the dots, you reverse mechanics, all the bullshit that's going on, and find out where the causes are. and you'll find for the most part it's religion. Because religion has you brainwashed into, you know, this is the good way of doing it, you know, and it's all a freaking lie. And you can never, ever, ever convince a Christian that they're wrong. That brainwashing is so heavy, so strong, they will never, ever stop being a sinner, because that book tells them to be a Christian is to be a sinner. How can you get out of that one? It is a genius. Satan is like fucking genius. You want good in your life, you actually have to want it. And then be able to distinguish the difference between good behavior and bad behavior. Personally, I think if you're a good Christian and you happen to think that the only thing mothers do is have too much time on their hands, in any way, shape, or form, if you think there's actually no work involved in being a mother, that, oh, you're just, watching TV, eating bonbons all day, you got some insanity going on there. And to think that, to accomplish that job, to be responsible for human life where deadbeats don't tend to, but mothers always seem to be the ones, looking after these children with zero help at all. You know what? It takes a little bit of intelligence to overcome every problem you Christians do. I survived, I'm alive, and you know why? Because I've got some problem-solving skills. I've done my homework. All you got is a Bible and a bunch of name call, and that only shows you to be fucking insane. You can never change them. The only thing you can do is don't be affected by them, don't follow them, they're sinners, and don't even let their judgments get to you. It's like, it's only humor. A sinner is judging you. It's like, consider the source. I'm a sinner, follow me. Yeah, I'm going to go that way. And just look at the behavior. It's like, would you join that group? Would you join a group that behaved like that? Like, that is not a group I would ever join. It's like, what planet would say, yeah, you got the behavior that I want to be around. I want to be around you, and let's do that to a lot of other people. That would be fun. Sorry. That kind of behavior is something that I would run away from as far as freaking possible. You are creating Armageddon, so look at your own backyard. When shit hits the fan, blame yourself for it, not me. Peace out.